What's going on, YouTube? Let's talk about something today. Let's talk about something that is causing people to fail. Before I get into what this is, how many of you, at the end of the day, you look at yourself and you're like, you know what? I really haven't accomplished much. My days are mediocre. I sit down and I try to do great work, and at the end of the day I look at myself and I just shake my head and I'm just like, I'm not executing my ideas. I'm not having a productive day. And the reason why that is, and I've talked about this before, but I think we need to just hit home with this subject: procrastination. So today I'm going to give 5 tips on how to conquer procrastination. For 2013, I want this to be one of your main focuses. I put a poll up on my Facebook page, and if you guys haven't went over to Start a Business for Cheap Facebook page, go over there and like it. I said, what are some of the problems that are stopping you from success? And this was one of the main ones everyone came back with: procrastination. So, number 1, do not, I repeat, do not wait for perfection. You know, I'm reading a good book now called $100 Startup, and in that book it talks about how you should start work and figure it out as you go. That's kind of been my lifestyle. Like, I've started things and people would say, well, what do you know about that? And I would just basically say, I don't know anything, and I don't know anything about that. But guess what? I'm about to learn something about that. So, fight perfection. It doesn't have to look great in the beginning. You're not an expert, so it's not going to happen. You know, some people spend too much time in perfecting the right plan and putting it together and this, that. Oh, I need to go run some copies, or I need to develop this presentation. No, you just need to get started. When I started in business, I started in a swap meet. Is that the most ideal place to have it? Actually, I don't mind swap meets. People turn their nose up to it, but you can make some great money there. You know, but my business wasn't perfect. I just started where I was. So, get perfection out of your life. Just start work. You get better as you go. All right. Number 2, create a sense of urgency. A lot of us work great under deadlines. If I told you and I put a gun to the head and say, look, 24 hours, I want this completed, or I'm pulling that trigger. I know that's kind of graphic when me saying it, but I'm trying to get home this point to you. You would say, you know what? That thing is going to be done in about 5 hours. Because you're thinking total focus. You're ready to go. You got a timeline to do it. You don't have time to waste. Whatever. I talked to a guy today, and we were talking, and he's a professor, and he said, I don't have a TV. Because I don't like distractions. So I know if I have a TV there, I'm going to watch the heck out of it. You know? So it's a lot easier to be focused when you have that timeline. When you say, hey, I got to do it by this time. I'm about to start this. You know, when you do tasks, you know, look at the task you're doing and say, hey, this task right here probably should take at least, 15 minutes. If the phone rings, don't answer it. You get an email, don't answer it. Do it one thing at a time. Sense of urgency. Okay. Number 3, break things in a little task, guys. It's easy to become overwhelmed with things. Easy. You could see a project and you're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do that? Oh, that's just so much stuff, right? Break it down in small tasks. Break it down. You know, let's just say, like, for instance, I'm putting on the 5K. Intimidating thing, you know. We're trying to get 2,000 people to come out and, you know, never really did a 5K before. What's the first thing you got to do? Set up a Facebook page. What's the second thing? set up a Twitter account. Third, get some business cards made. I'm going to hand out a business card to everybody I see in the gym who I can come in contact with. That's one way to start advertising. Facebook, hey, you guys have any friends? Hey, tell them about this race. Hey, let's send them an invite. Small things. It's a big thing we have to tackle, but handle one thing at a time. And eventually everything will be done. Okay. Number 4. Your natural rhythm. You know, I put a post up yesterday about sleep. And wow, that probably was one of the most best posts when it came to comments. I'm talking about everybody commented on that post. So that tells me that sleep is a very, very important topic to you guys. And that's fine. But here's the thing. I don't expect you to wake up the times I wake up and go to bed at the times I go to bed. You know, you may find it extreme. I admit, you know, I Abdul, have an addiction. And my addiction is business. Right? There's far more other things, you know, a person could be addicted to that are negative, you know. But I'm addicted to business. I actually like it, you know. You get some people who perform or musicians and they say, hey, I live in the studio. That's just what I do. But what I'm trying to say is, if you're not a morning person, if you get up at 10, 11 o'clock, just do your best work from 10 to midnight, to whatever you go to sleep. Do your best work, you know, but don't fight something. Don't, if you're not the morning person, you feel like I'm just not productive, I'm sitting the night and whatever. Hey, it may not be for you. Maybe you're the night, you're the night person. I don't know, but whatever it is, you need to ask yourself a question: at what hours do you do your best work? And once you find that out, usually it's right around a 4 to 5 hour block, right around there, right? Could be at different times of the day. But whatever that hour is, I want you to take a majority of your work, or pretty much all of it, and stick it in that time, block out everything around you, and get to work. Right? Get to work. Okay, last thing, number 5, time audit. What is a time audit? You go back and you evaluate where you lost time. You know, because think about it. And it's happened with me. A lot of people say, I don't do Facebook. Well, I do Facebook for business, right? But it's easy to get caught up in, well, I tell myself, okay, I want to spend 5 minutes an hour on Facebook. Go back, engage with what people see, is there any new messages, whatever, and then get out. But it's easy to get on there, and then you see a picture, you click on that, and next thing you know, that picture has taken you to 1,000 pictures. Then you listen to music, and you know, whatever. I mean, it's just so easy to get caught up in that. So you have to tell yourself, before you get into it, I'm going to spend 5 minutes, set the timer, boom. When it's done, you're out of there. See Facebook the next hour for 5 more minutes. You know, because the time audit, time management was also the second one. We're gonna get some tips on that one too later on. But you have to be crazy when it comes to time. Like, you know, I'm doing this and that phone just rang. I will handle you after this is completed. I only have this amount of time, and I'm gonna work like a freaking Navy SEAL to get this stuff done during this time. You gotta look at it like that. This is when you go to bed with a smile on your face and say, you know what? I gave that day hell. So you have to do it. And we all know we suffer from it, but you gotta set the rules up in your life. And these are just some tips to help you. So with that said, guys, thank you guys for watching this channel. Thank you for supporting me. I'm glad that we can agree to disagree on certain topics. You know, it's good to have a forum where people can come in, we can talk and share ideas. So my channel's a place. Thanks again, and until next time, signing off.